I'm able to be a blessing to others. Constantly giving good advice, what I think is sound advice to others who are really struggling. There's a lot of sick and struggling out there. And I've opened up my own business. I have an auto repair shop, which I wanted since I was 24. And it finally happened at the age of 49. Where I would end up with this, Dean, is my message to all out there that are sick and suffering would be, some people say you have to hit a bottom. I lived at the bottom. I've heard this said many times. Suffering is an option. People out there, you don't need to do this. It's really ridiculous to beat yourself up in such a way that you lose all your self-respect, all your self-worth, your family, your children, all your goals, all your desires. There is another way to live. And after suffering with addiction for 35 years and being clean for 2.5, I am living proof that you can live another life. It's wonderful. I took my son trick-or-treating. So simple, but people who suffer from addiction aren't allowed to see their kids. He gave me nice hugs, and he was so affectionate, and I asked him why. He goes, "I'm just happy, Dad." That's living. Not hustling to get your next hit. Not hustling on the street, prostituting yourself, or whatever you're getting into to get your next high. Please, I beg people out there to seek out help. It's everywhere around you. Get into a good 12-step program, regardless of what it is. There's detox centers you can reach out to. They'll help. There's another way to live. I don't know where else to go with this. I do feel sorry for those that are sick and suffering, because they have another way to live, and all it takes is one decision in their mind to stop getting high and stop drinking, and your life will change so much. I keep seeing what my counselor said, all will be revealed. It's revealed to me every day in many different ways, through different people.
Now, Richie, obviously, 2.5 years, some things have happened. Life happens. So tell me some of the things that you've gone through, recently and across the 2+ years that you've been sober, and you came out on the other side without picking up.
Well, here's recent. November 5th was my mother's anniversary. This is the 3rd year anniversary of her death. And I spent time with my son, and I spent time with a friend. I talked to people, and not once that whole weekend did I even think about picking up. It's not in my psyche anymore. It's not in my thought process, because I've changed all those things. I've seen 4 people die there I was in a program with 2 years ago. They hung themselves. They went back out there. That really hurt. I've seen relatives die. I've had to end a lot of relationships with people that I was very close to, but I just don't run in that circle anymore. And I didn't pick up. I utilized what I have. They say you get a toolbox. Well, I have a toolbox, and it's chock full of good stuff. I have numbers in my phone, many numbers. I can call somebody, I can reach out. Life is difficult. It's difficult every day. It meets you as soon as you wake up. It was a real struggle to get my son back in my life. It took a lot of determination, jumping through hoops, eating crow, and crapping out feathers. And I did it. And many court appearances, and being torn down by other people, and then showing what I'm made of and continuing that sobriety, continuing to be a responsible, rational adult. And it went from seeing him an hour a week to 2 hours a week, to being on our own for an hour a week to 2 hours a week, to letting him see him on Saturday all day, and now I have him every weekend. I think he has me every weekend also. But it was very difficult to go through this. Very hard times. But I kept my head up. I have dignity now. I have self-worth. I am reliant on my program, which is really strong. And that gets me through. I do a lot of praying. Every morning when I wake up, Dr. Wayne Dyer gave this to me. Live like a camel. You wake up on your knees. You don't go through a drink all day, and you go to sleep on your knees. I can't give better advice to anybody.